Hey, did you know research studies estimate that about 6 million men suffer from depression each year in the United States? Although men only suffer from depression half as often as women, male patients are 4 times more likely to commit suicide than women. But why is this? One of the reasons is the little awareness we have of this big problem. My name is Marcelo Alvarado, and today I would like to teach and call you to act on a topic that affects all men in the world, and that even if we try to hide it, is still there and causes many problems for both us and the people around us. This problem is the little openness there is towards men's mental health, whether due to a social stigma or the simplest idea that a man should always be strong. Our mental health has been hidden and put aside so as not to show weaknesses, and without knowing it, by repressing those feelings and ideas that we have, we become much more damaged, and we can cause damage to ourselves over time, making it much difficult to treat, thus entering a loop where for fear of seeing ourselves weak when talking about our problems. It is our problems that consumes us inside and actually makes us weak. So the main points of this message, of this speech, are that social norms have established that men must always be strong. Men's health may be ignored by their own gender biases, and awarenesses is the beginning of the solution. So, first one will be social norms have established that men should always be strong. This could be because since we were children, we've been taught that it's the man who must be the strong one, the top one, and there's no room to show sensitivity or a little emotion. From this teaching is born this thought that is forked in our brains, not taking a man seriously when he talks about his problems because we think, okay, he'll be good and he can be by himself because he's a man and that's what a man should do. The second point is men's health problems may be ignored by their own gender biases. Starting from the first point I just said, the relationship between masculinity and sensitivity seems very distant, since according to gender standards, a sensitive man is a symptom of femininity. This erroneous idea that emotions are linked to a gender is what prevents us from being able to understand reality and how this happens every time a man tries to show how it feels. And third point will be awareness is the beginning of the solution. The beginning of a solution is to be able to identify the problem. That is when, by recognizing that mental health problems are real and affect men, you can begin to treat them. For example, in his documentary called The Knockout, Mike Tyson talks openly about the mental problems he had during his boxing days. The fact that he has been able to open himself up to the world after so many years shows us how difficult it is to be able to express themselves about their problems before an audience that expects perfection and fearlessness. In this case, he said he was more afraid to people than people were afraid of him. So that is crazy, thinking about how someone that famous and that he looked angry and fearful all the time, or fearless all the time. He was really feared by everyone. He was the one struggling with his own mind, and he couldn't even talk about it because if he did, he was gonna look weak in front of other men. So to conclude this speech, I invite you all, if you have any known family member or male friend, show openness and let him know that you're there for him without falling into prejudice or a stigma. Sometimes you don't know who needs help, and for fear by being humiliated, they can ask for it. If you're a man and you're afraid or feeling judged and think that they're feeling bad, sad, anguished, afraid it's going to take away your masculinity, let me tell you that there's no braver act than being able to identify your defects, accept them, and look for a solution. Thank you.